Hello, once again, fans. I'm Shane Shadows, and welcome to Shane Shadows Presents Classic Indies, some of the great independent wrestling action from all over the world over the last 30 years and beyond. This week, we're going to jump right into some UIW action. Right now, we're about to go to the interviewer, Zed Zahn, who's a well-known independent promoter all throughout this area over the past 30 or 40 years. Much respect to Ed Zahn. And he's going to be interviewing Johnny Stonewall Lawler, a.k.a. Ian Rotten, but at this point he's known as Johnny Stonewall Lawler, as UIW is building up towards the Riviera Beach Rumble at the Stony Creek Democratic Club. Go ahead and start the tape here.
I'm a little bit silly.
He's going to tell us all about it. A little bit
slow in the head. But I know one thing for sure. You got an ounce of sense in your body, you will be at the Stony Creek Democratic Club Saturday, June 15th, with a bell time of 7 o'clock. The triple main event will go down. But the one thing that will go down.
Can you tell by the way he's saying that he's actually one of the promoters?
Forget about it, because I'm going to hurt you. Me and the Cajun Baller, Bubba Monroe, Johnny Stonewall Lawler, Dixie Devastation. You be there!
Ladies and gentlemen.
All right, let's go up to the ring now. Tim Walker,
First,
tell me who this ring announcer is, since you have all the other answers.
Hawaii, he weighs in at 275 pounds. Ladies and gentlemen, here is King Kalua.
King Kalua, ladies and gentlemen, coming at you. Look at the guy in the Zubaz pants. I love it. That was a thing. UIW action this week. Hey, look at the King. One of my dear friends. I'm and a regular watcher of the show. Check him out, ladies and gentlemen. You'll hear it in the commentary here shortly. They're going to dub him at that point the number one free agent in all of independent wrestling. Which begs the question, who aren't all independent wrestlers free agents? But he was the number one.
From New Orleans, Louisiana, at 241 pounds, Mr. Bojangles.
Mr. Bojangles. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're easily offended or believe that every terminology from the past is automatically racist, you may want to discontinue watching this week's episode. Otherwise, strap in and get ready to enjoy Mr. Bojangles take on the number one free agent independent wrestling in 1991, King Kalua, and UIW action as they build up towards the Riviera Beach Rumble.
Music from Mr. Bojangles.
I wonder if we're going to get flagged for the song.
Out of Louisiana?
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's lining up against the number one free agent in the sport of professional wrestling here.
Out of Hawaii, King Kalua.
Wasn't just me
And
saying
speaking
it.
of free agents, you know, it's kind of interesting. We haven't seen your friend around this week yet.
Oh, please.
Of course, he said he would not be back. It'll be interesting to see over the next couple of weeks what happens.
Dave the Wave McAllister on the call with, as we mentioned a few minutes ago, veteran promoter Ed Zahn. I like the graphics. Universal Independent Wrestling. Bringing it to you. Shane Shadows presents. I think season 3 has brought a wide variety just beyond of independence, just beyond like the stuff that we shot at high schools and gyms. We've got some different TV, and I got some stuff that I found on the internet that I'd like to do here in the coming weeks as well. Some of it from the 70s. Independent, small, independent outlaw organizations as they were known, not affiliated with the National Wrestling Alliance, not affiliated with the World Wrestling Federation. The independents have been a big part of my life. But I've never wrestled for anybody but independently. I never worked for the WWF or WCW or ECW. The independents have always been a special thing for me. And here we go. It's Bojangles. It's snagged in a headlock by the King quickly. And a nice headlock takeover. Right back to with a head scissor back to a vertical base.
I think he just showed King Kalua.
I love showcasing the independents because it's where so many great talents not only started, but there were great talents who never did anything but wrestle in the independents. And right here, you're looking at one of them. I cannot, and I've mentioned it before, I have always been a huge fan of Kalua. I mean, to this day. And I think he's a friend and an outstanding talent. Never really got his big break, but you probably should have. A good worker, always looked the part, always very colorful. To this day, you know, anybody out there who's listening, who's considering running an independent event, and if you want somebody who's going to bring
Was that?
You know, almost 40 years of
Water or
experience in the
Ralph
ring, and a
Lauren
guy
there?
who still looks in tip-top shape and
I'm
has
not
the
sure
best-looking
myself.
attire. That's your guy, King
About
Kalua. I
that.
couldn't endorse him any more
Right hand
strongly.
and a chop to the throat from Mr.
Thunderous
Bojangles,
shots here,
free agent going
feeding
to
them in
work.
here on Bojangles. Big reversal.
Into the corner. Oh,
Clothesline cut him off. Didn't get all of it, but it was awkward.
forearm maneuver.
UIW, of course,
And there's another.
it's sponsored by Cats Insurance.
Making good use of those massive arms, King Kalua
Bringing
picks
him back up.
Mr. B for a body
Mr.
slam.
B, big slam, big slam.
I'll tell you what, the Bowman's in a little bit of trouble here. He knows
The
wrestling.
Bowman and big. Oh, nobody home. He got out of the way
There we
just
go.
in time.
He also knows
Nick
how
of
to move
time.
out of the way of
Taking that one to the heart and the
the
heart area or sometimes an elbow hit up around the windpipe. Just ugh.
He's smart. I mean, he stays on him at least.
Exactly.
He made a mistake, but he came
Snapmare
right back.
takeover by the King, firing in a
Setting
nice
him
forearm
up.
shot. And a cover.
Cover.
I didn't think so. Mr. Bojangles isn't going to give up that easy. There's
Tim
a lot
Walker,
of
I need
tradition
you
in the
again
name
because
that
you've
said
told me the
there,
referee's
and,
name.
I just didn't see him.
And
being
I
the kind of
forgot
guy that's
it.
gonna quit
And we've
turn
seen
as
him
soon as it's a
several
tough
times,
fight.
most
Got a
prominently
little
here.
tough there.
Side headlock.
Oh, belly to back
Flag
suplex.
from Mr.
Bojangles is not done.
Both men down now.
Speaking of which, I like Bojangles.
got a
I wish there was a
second win.
Bojangles closer here than Winchester, Virginia.
Still,
I really
still
like
a little stun.
Bojangles. Every
There's
time
those
that somebody
fists. He's got
opens
him
up a
cocked
fast
and
food
ready.
place around here, I'm hoping someone opens up a
That might have
Bojangles.
been a big mistake.
He's giving
Something different.
Kalua time. You
I mean,
cannot do that with
no,
a sneaky
I
guy
used to
like
love
King Kalua.
Popeyes,
This
but
guy's
the
smart.
Well, if the
Chicken's got a little
situation was
small.
reversed, you would never see
A little
it. What's this
small.
coming out the ringside
Wait
here?
a minute. If our
What-
camera
what
could
the-
get a shot.
What do you think's the best chicken
We've got
around here?
somebody at ringside that, well, he's got
No.
a golf club.
Yeah, because I think AC&T.
Nicholas
Yeah.
I think
perhaps
ACT's
with long
probably got the
hair,
best
I don't
around here.
know.
Nice arm drag.
I kind of wish one of our
Come on, Bo.
Chicken, yeah, with bone in, yes, AT&T.
Yeah.
There's a man in a suit standing in ringside.
Kalua.
Just pulled out some
Oh,
sort of note
there he
book. In
is.
the meantime,
Kevin the Truth Casey of Chaos Enterprises, another regular watcher and a participant on this program, and I speak to and message with Kevin regularly. Thank you, Kevin, for your support of the show. If you haven't become a subscriber, I'm going to encourage you to do so and everybody else to do so as well.
Lies here at Dave the Wave. This is Kevin the Truth Casey, the #1 manager in professional wrestling, scouting the #1 free agent in wrestling.
He knows me.
It seemed like a natural fit. The #1 manager in wrestling against the #1 free agent, and we know from previous incarnations that I think eventually that relationship did come to fruition there for a while.
Chaos Enterprises. I
Seems
don't
to
know.
know me, but I didn't recognize him.
In the meantime,
I think it really takes away something too. I mean, it's like, but I think the problem now is McGill firing a boot in there and some backhanded chops and Kalua in the corner. Irish whip, big ride coming. Oh,
I'm the man with the $1 million smile. I'm the man with the difficult style. You know, my daddy used to say that the whole world's a stage and everybody has a part to play. Well, King Kahua or Kabua or whatever your name is, my friend, when me and you lock heads, it's going to be over. Brother, we're going to be hitting and sticking like Popeye's chicken. And
Whoa!
don't you forget it. The bells are going to be a sounding. I'm going to be a preaching. We're going to be getting on, brother. So you better be ready for me. I'm going to stomp all over you, son. We're going to take a fighting to you, boy. So get ready. It's going to happen.
where the hell's this guy at?
Yeah.
Where the hell? I mean, right in the middle of the match, they cut to that, and he starts talking about Popeye's chicken like we were a minute earlier. Another big boot. What a tremendous interview from, bell ringer. Bojangles wasn't kidding. Where you at? Like all you guys who go out here and try to do promos and talk about the wrestling universe and and all this different stuff and
victory.
like these interviews that sound like they were like you're written by children. Go listen to Mr. Bojangles.
No free agent
Where's
was
this
gonna
guy
stop him
at?
from his goals.
King Kalua from the beautiful.
Well, he let him up though. Let him up, and I think that's physically making a mistake here.
Hawaii.
Obviously, that interview was done before this matchup. It wasn't done in the middle
I
of
don't
it.
know what the heck it is.
Once again,
But it was,
Bojangles
I
going
mean, I've
right
seen that
back to
before, but it's
that,
an
left
interesting
arm of
placement.
the King.
Certainly an interesting
I don't think
placement.
he's,
You know, King's
Gonna
coming out of the
find
corner.
that if he
Irish
played a lot
whip.
of Tetris,
Well, let's
it's gonna
cut to
do
the
him much
interview.
good here.
Grinding that arm up this week here on UIW Action. I wasn't sure coming into it how long Bojangles and Kalua might go. I thought this might be a short one, but this has definitely been a good competitive matchup. Big duck by Bo and caught one.
Finally, Kalua
Caught one to the heart.
getting
Caught
the
one
upper
to the
hand
heart.
once
Let me
again.
tell you something about taking a shot to the heart.
The boot
You're to
the
blame,
chest.
baby. You give
Another
love.
one.
a bad name. So, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.
Top contenders here in the UIW.
Kahlua going for a side slam here. Oh, backbreaker! Backbreaker. I think he was losing him. I think he had to alter that into a backbreaker there.
Might have. Look how he's reeling on the mat there.
I grew up watching wrestling in small studios, so this is enjoyable to me still. Whatever was on is what I watched. If there was a ring in it, I was watching it. Oh! Noosh. Man, Bojangles, they don't know where he is.
He seems to be pretty happy, but again,
did somebody just walk by and Kahlua gave him 5 underneath, like low? I could have swore. Unos, dos. Oh, didn't hook the leg and waited too long, and Bojangles is still hanging in here. Now let's go talk to Kahlua.
About a homeless bum. Don't think that someone with royal blood is going to take someone with common street person blood really seriously. You know, boy, I know you're probably looking for a shot to make a name for yourself. You want to see how you stand up to the best. Well, you know what, boy?
Oh,
you're going to have a lesson taught to you by the #1 free agent in the UIW.
Well, definitely some strong words from Kahlua, and not necessarily in response. I mean, there was a pre-match interview as well. I think we're getting a lot out of this match. I think this has been a good competitive matchup. Kahlua still, of course, as we say, sleeper.
Mr. Bojangles already on Dream Street.
Yes, absolutely. Common Street. Oh, chin buster. Broke out of that sleeper in desperation. That cover, but he's in the ropes. He's in the ropes. Referee probably shouldn't even started that count. Kalua's body was clearly laying underneath the ropes. But, errors are made.
I think Bojangles thinks
he's won this matchup. I think Kalua's about to sandbag him.
This could be dangerous.
Oh, face first into the mat.
He's got the trunks, too.
Oh, he hooked the trunks, got the 3.
Incredible. I mean, you talk
Kahlua, as he has been known to do, using his nefarious tactics.
The winner of this match, King Kahlua.
Big victory this week for Kahlua. Big.
Right there, you can see it.
Sponsored by Cats. Same day insurance. 3 referees nowhere in position to see that. Bojangles made a great representation for himself in this matchup. Not only in the ring, but out of the ring as well.
That wraps up this week's edition.
Thank you, Ed Zahn, and thank you, Dave the Wave McAllister. I'd like to thank all of you who continue to support this show. If you haven't become a subscriber yet, as I said, please do so. Stay tuned in the coming weeks. The action just gets more fast and furious. We're going to go even further back in the time machine next week, right here on Shade Shadows Presents. Thank you, everybody.